Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist here. Well, today I'm going to talk about something a lot of people don't like to talk about. Constipation. You know, I was constipated as a little tiny kid also, and my mom used to give me enemas, and that's not a nice thing. But there are ways to get around it. And I'm really talking about this because I've had a lot of, two or three people actually come to me this last week who are extremely constipated. And I mean, to the point where they not really passed a huge bowel movement in almost a year. And one with megacolon and on and on and on. I mean, it's just going to the bathroom is absolutely necessary. Otherwise, we become sick and we can actually become toxic. We have rashes. We can come down with heart disease, liver disease, kidney disease, all kinds of things because that fecal material starts fermenting in our GI tract and it's not good. It becomes the toxic mess for us. And it really boils down to not eating right, usually poor diets, lots of processed foods and sugars and refined carbs and alcohol and lots of fatty foods that are with all kinds of additives and chemicals in them, and processed food, the fast food. All that stuff is really not good for the GI tract and will eventually cause major problems. About 20% of the public is constipated in some way, and we spend $80 million on over-the-counter laxatives of some sort. It's really not good. Also, stress can cause a person to be constipated, and the tension, and it changes our whole digestive system too. Just not exercising, that's really a big one. Being a couch potato, that will keep you from actually making a bowel movement. Also, medications can do it. Anybody's been on codeine or anything, their bowel shuts down sometimes. Also, antacids, antidepressants, and anticonvulsants, and all any kind of narcotics, and sometimes diuretics can do that too. Medical diuretics, not herbal. And also, a lack of probiotics in our gut, and so we don't have the regular flora, that 5 pounds of good, probiotics in the gut, which is important. Also, thyroid problems can throw a person off, and magnesium deficiency, bathroom problems. Sometimes as a little kid, I got the thought in my head, I hated going to the bathroom, really. And so I held it in as much as possible. And so I had to quit that little thinking. When I was 5 or 6, I didn't want to go to the bathroom. And I had to get over that. There's no doubt about that. And a lot of people have that. And so we have to not shun little kids and say, make them feel bad about going to the bathroom, or maybe they have an accident or something when they're being trained to go to the toilet. We have to teach them in wonderful ways about, this is a good process, and it's necessary for all animals that, have to go to the bathroom. All our dogs have to go to the bathroom. If they're not going to the bathroom, I know there's something wrong with those dogs. The first thing I look at is whether they have diarrhea or constipation. And even one of our dogs is a little bit constipated all the time. She doesn't drink as much water, so I put water in her food, and I also give her papaya, and she is good. And jet lag will cause constipation. Just traveling in general, if you're not eating your normal food. Sometimes older people just have not getting around enough. They can end up with being constipated. Also, if you had a GI, upper GI or lower GI, and you end up with all that barium in there, that can end up with all kinds of problems too. One of the best ways to deal with this is to start eating natural, organic fruits and vegetables. Here's a wonderful looking mango here. We just got this. It's ripe, in fact, and can't wait to open it up. Also, good old-fashioned carrots, which are really good, cucumbers, tomatoes, one of my favorite things actually. Uh, Cruciferous vegetables, like good old cauliflower, that's really good. Brussels sprouts, yeah, broccoli, all these different things. All the things that most people who have constipated don't like. You want to eat that processed food. You don't want to eat that fast food. And you got to really give it up. You got to really, at a certain point, you're going to have to swear it off and make a commitment to yourself that you're going to go down a road of eating good food. And I recommend you go to my website, paulhaider.com, www.paulhaider, Paulhaider. That's Paulhaider.com. And click on my diet up on the top and follow that diet, and you're not going to be constipated. I usually go twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. And I am regular like clockwork. There's no doubt about it. As soon as I get up, I head for the bathroom. And we also need to drink a lot of water. I mean, I drink about a gallon of water every day. I think that's, and it's hot here anyway. And so it's really important. And if you need to increase your water, amount of water that you're drinking, maybe put a little lemon in it, put a little cucumber in it, put a little bit of anything in it, to put some berries in it to get some flavor to it if you just don't like drinking water. So put a little bit of cut up mango in there, that's good. Also, so that you start drinking that water one way or another. Cucumbers are also good for that because they're nothing but water. And so you can eat something and get water also. As far as herbal treatments for this, Cascara sagrada or buckthorn, it does a really good job. I don't recommend it on a regular basis, but once in a while, if you're constipated, it works great. Good old chia seeds and flax seeds. You know what I like to do with them? Put a little bit of chia seeds or flax seeds in a glass, about a quarter of a glass. Pour in some water, let it set overnight, and it makes this thick gel type of stuff. And use that. Actually, you can use that as an egg substitute also. And you drink that down, and man, that'll make everything slide out. That gel is really good. You could also sprout the chia seeds and flax seeds, and that works too. Also, pectin is really good. That'll help you move. And aloe vera, which is a wonder herb, also is really good for keeping things lubricated and keeping things moving. We had a good friend. He came to visit from New York, and Bob was always constipated. And I said, Bob, you either need to eat a papaya a day or mango a day. And he started doing that, and he's never had another problem whatsoever as far as constipation goes. Psyllium is another bulk fiber type of thing that you can take every single day, and that really works well. Also, eating rhubarb. Rhubarb has a lot of fiber in it, and also seems to get your bowels moving. That works great. Sienna, that works well also. You can take that. You can find that in drugstores also. Slippery elm. Slippery elm brings a lot of moisture into the GI tract and helps to move the fecal material along. Like I said, drinking a lot. You got to drink water with slippery elm. Otherwise, it's not going to create that gel, which is going to lubricate everything. Also, peppermint. You take peppermint tea. That seems to stimulate the GI tract. Ginger is another one. You can take ginger tea, which is really good. I think it's a wonderful thing. It's great for the liver, and also, in fact, helps to rejuvenate the liver in general. Dandelion, that's another one, but great for the liver, but also good for the GI tract and help to move fecal contents along. Chamomile's another one, which is really, really great and soothing and relaxing also. Marshmallow root, the same thing, like slippery elm, help to soothe and all the GI tract and help to move everything along. And parsley does the same thing too. Shirataki mushrooms, shirataki noodles, which are really full of glaucomana supplement inside of them. They actually move the GI tract really well. They're full of material that actually adds bulk, and you go to the bathroom. There's no doubt about that. Eating a lot of probiotic foods. Eat that sauerkraut. Eat that kimchi. That's really, really important. We got to build up those probiotics. If you're not eating the probiotics, way back in the 50s, we used to eat a lot of probiotics because we had a lot of preserved foods that we would eat in the way of fermented foods that we'd eat in the wintertime, but we don't do that anymore. Also, eating lots of veggies, as I already pointed out, which is really good, and lots of greens. Get the kale in, get the lettuce in, you know, every kind of green imaginable. That's really important. Try to get as much, bok choy, all these leafy greens are really important to even little tiny microgreens. Just get them in. I like to get in 4 to 6 cups every day. Also, magnesium citrate, which you can take in a capsule. That'll add some moisture to your GI tract. It'll make you move. You take it at night, and in the morning you're going to move. Eating prunes and figs, they're full of, lots of fiber, and they'll move you also. Of course, beans. Beans are another thing which I eat beans all the time. Yesterday I had 12 ounces of black beans, and they are just wonderful, and helps with inflammation also, which is black beans, and I think it's important. Coffee. If you're constipated, sometimes just drinking a good strong cup of coffee will make you move. I think that's really important too. Lots of fiber in the way of vegetables and whole grains add bulk to your digestive system. Soluble fibers like oat bran and nuts and seeds and beans, lentils and peas, and that creates a really good pasty-like material that helps to move the GI tract. Exercise and things like massage and yoga would also help. And eating a lot, like I said, probiotic foods, which are really important. For people who have long-term constipation, and it's really important, you first of all go see your doctor. But sometimes I've had one person come to me this week, and the doctor said, "Oh, that's just normal." But what? That's not normal. So we really, sometimes we have to take all the time, we have to take our health in our own hands. And sometimes if you have major constipation, maybe you haven't gone in 2 or 3 weeks, you may have to massage from the right side to the left side around your abdomen, pushing that down towards the rectum, because the large colon goes around the outside of our small intestines, and just massaging that around. You may have to do an enema. Coffee enemas are great. That'll help you move. Also just warm water enemas, and sometimes you have to do like a mineral oil enema or something like that. Also, if you can find somebody who does colonics, they can help you. Maybe they move that process along. Sometimes, it can be like a brick in there, and it takes a lot of doing to get that to move, because the peristalsis of the GI tract the colon is not working well. And if you have megacolon or something like this, you have to eat a good diet like my diet, and because you don't want that backing up into your big colon, because the megacolon is a colon that just gets swollen and it doesn't move at all. And so we need to keep moving. We got to keep moving that material along through our GI tract as much as possible. So I tell you, if you eat my diet, you'll never be constipated. And also lifestyle also is walking. Walking helps the GI tract to move. A lot of times when I take the dogs out in the morning to do the first walk, I do a couple miles with them. By the time I get back, I got to go to the bathroom. So that's really important also. And so I think it's really important that we allow ourselves to, put in the exercise daily. I put in that 7 miles of walking, and that's really important, because Walking in general just kind of keeps the GI tract moving and massages all the internal organs, and I think there's no better exercise than that. There is a lot of other things I could cover. I could make this about 24 hours long if I wanted to. But that's the highlights of the whole thing. But first of all, you really got to change your diet, and don't feel bad about it. You know, sometimes things happen. Sometimes we get caught in eating stuff that is not good for us, and always be loving and kind to yourself. And sometimes we need to change our thinking, like I talked about with me, about, you know, going to the bathroom. It is a process which we have to learn to love our bodily functions, and it's all important, you know. And so allow yourself to change and grow and become a beautiful being that loves every part of you, including your GI tract. And allow yourself to seek help whenever possible. You know, I'm always here for you. And if you care to subscribe, that's great. And if you want to get a hold of me, all my contact information is down below. My phone number is 831-869-9119, 831-869-9119. And my email is drpaulhaider@gmail.com, drpaulhaider, as in Dr. Paul Haider at gmail.com. And my Skype is the same one, Dr. Paul Haider. So you can get me that way. And you can text me. You can also get a hold of me on WhatsApp with that same phone number. So feel free to contact me. If I'm sleeping, I'll be back to you the next day. If you're outside of the United States, email me. That's the best way. That really is the best way. And I want to help you in any way, shape, or form. My consults are free. And so I hope you have a wonderful day. If you care to make a donation, that is really, really greatly appreciated. So have a wonderful day, and remember, most of all, above everything else, I love you.